Hey team, welcome back. You've made it to Module 4, the active listing experience. Now that you've secured the listing, your job isn't done, it's just evolved. Because here's the truth, getting the listing is easy compared to keeping the seller confident once you're underway. Your job now is to manage not just the property, but the people. This is the phase where trust is built or lost, based entirely on how you communicate. So let's talk about how to keep your sellers engaged, calm, and trusting you every step of the way. So the mindset shift. You're managing emotions now. Once that sign's in the yard, your role changes. You're no longer just marketing a house, you're managing an experience. Here's what I mean. Sellers won't remember every detail you tell them about days on market or buyer trends, but they will remember how you made them feel. Were you calm? Were you calm when things got quiet? Where you came in where things got quiet? Where you stay present when they started to worry? Your tone and consistency shape the entire experience. When sellers feel informed, they feel safe. And safe clients trust you, refer you, and want to work with you again. So the kickoff call. Set the tone immediately. All right, this is the step once after you've secured the listing. You have to start strong, what I call your kickoff call. Do it within 24 hours of signing, okay? That first call sets the tone for everything that follows. Here's what I cover on mine. The timeline, when photos are happening, when we go live, and when to expect the first open house, how we will communicate feedback and updates. And I always prepare them emotionally for the listing cycle because the truth is, week 1, they're excited. Week 2, they're a little nervous. And week 3, they're questioning everything. So I'll say something like, my goal is to make sure you always know what's happening before you even have to ask. That line establishes trust immediately. The launch strategy. I want you to make it an event. Your launch day should feel like a moment, not just another day. You've got to turn it into an event. I check every detail, photos, price, MLS remarks, showing instructions, and once it's perfect, I text the seller, we're live, congratulations. Here's your link. It looks amazing, and I really want to make it special. I'll record a quick selfie video for them. Hey, Miss Seller, I just wanted to say congrats, your home is officially live. You've done an incredible job getting your home ready for this, and I can't wait to see the response we get from buyers. That quick 20-second clip will mean more to them than any MLS link. It shows excitement and ownership, and it reminds them that they did hire the right person for this job. Okay. Weekly seller updates, the trust builder. Now let's talk about one of the most important systems in your business, weekly seller updates. I want you to imagine being a seller for a second. You sign with an agent, your home's on the market, and suddenly, crickets. Nothing makes sellers more anxious than silence. So I make it a rule. Every seller gets an update once a week, minimum from me. Even if there's nothing new to say, I'll check in with, hey, here's what I include, number of showings that week, buyer feedbacks, online activity, view, clicks, saves, what's happening in the neighborhood, and what we're going to do next. I'll write something like, hi, Miss Seller, we had 7 showings last week, a strong online activity presence. Most buyers love the layout, but are comparing kitchen finishes. I'm updating our marketing headline to emphasize the upgrades. That's what leadership sounds like, my friends. Calm, clear, and strategic. Always have something to bring to them. Now, managing feedback like a pro. So feedback is where a lot of agents lose control emotionally. You get buyer comments like, it felt smaller than expected, or not sure about the backyard, and you instantly worry about what your seller's going to say. But here's the thing, your sellers are relying on you to interpret, not react. So when I deliver feedback, I always pair it with perspective. For example, I might say, some buyers mentioned the yard felt small. That's a common first impression and with wide angle photography. I'll make sure to highlight the entertaining space better at our next open house. See the difference? I'm not dumping feedback on them. I'm filtering it, framing it, and giving them a solution. You're the thermostat, not the thermometer. You set the emotional temperature. And when the listing goes quiet, and sometimes it does, every agent has faced this moment. The listing that starts strong then goes silent. When that happens, don't panic and don't disappear. This is when you shift into data mode. I'll say something like the market is speaking through activity or lack of it. We can wait a bit longer to see if traffic picks back up or make a small strategic adjustment to attract more buyers. See, that's calm. It's factual. And it keeps a relationship grounded in partnership, not pressure. Remember, silence from buyers doesn't mean failure. It's feedback waiting to be interpreted. So keep the momentum alive. So here's a great habit, even between weekly updates. Sprinkle in little mini touches. A midweek text that says, hey, just wanted to let you know we've hit 800 new views online this week. Or a quick photo from your open house setup. Staging looks great. We're ready for a strong weekend turnout. Those micro updates make your sellers feel seen. They remind them that their home is top of mind for you too, even on your busiest week. It's not about big gestures. It's about constant visibility. Price reductions done right. So let's talk about one of the trickiest conversations in real estate, price reductions. Here's how I handle it. I never make it about lowering anything. I reframe it around expanding opportunity. I'll say, this isn't about lowering your value, it's about widening your exposure. The right price point opens up your listing to a larger buyer pool, and every price adjustment comes with a relaunch movement. New photos, new caption, fresh marketing push, new price, same beautiful home. It keeps momentum alive and reminds your seller that you're not reacting, you're leading the situation. The under contract phase. Keep them informed once you're under contract. Your communication should double at this point, not disappear. This is where sellers get nervous again. Inspections, appraisals, contingencies, and silence in this phase feels 10 times louder. So I keep it tight and structured. Inspection is scheduled for Thursday. I'll call you right after with an update. Appraisal is in, everything looks great, and we're right on track. Small check-ins like that make a massive difference. Your seller should never have to text you for an update. Keep that in mind. And I got to be honest, when they do text me, I feel like I failed them. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't get this information to them soon enough. So I want you to be hypercritical on yourself in that regard. Are you giving them this information as fast as you possibly can? And closing strong. And like you started, your close is your final impression. Make it count. I always celebrate intentionally. That might be with a personalized gift, a photo book of all the professional photos. Sellers love this. Or a thank you post on social with their approval, of course. Then I send one last email that says, congratulations again on your closing. It's been an honor guiding you through this. And I'm always here for you long after this sale. And I mean it. That message anchors your reputation and the kind of agent who's not just professional, but personal. So the seller experience mindset, full circle moment. Here's what I want you to think about this entire process. You're not managing a listing. You're managing emotions, expectations, and experiences. When your sellers feel seen, supported, and informed, they trust you even through the tough moments. They won't remember every showing count or marketing stat, but they'll never forget that you stayed calm, proactive, professional the entire way. That's the experience that creates repeat business and referrals for life. So let's wrap it up with a quick reminder. Communication creates confidence, consistency builds trust, and calm keeps control. Be the agent who shows up, speaks clearly, and leads with heart. Because your sellers won't just remember your strategy. They'll remember how you made them feel. My friends, next up, Module 5, the offer and negotiation phase, turning interest into contracts.